Card Geeks. It is I, Nomah, back with another awesome and intriguing episode of the Card Geeks with my man Hoosier. How you doing today, Hoosier?
I'm doing fantastic, Nomah. How are you, buddy?
I'm doing great. Today is my birthday, actually, as we are recording this.
So,
Although,
first, happy birthday, and everybody blow up the comments telling Nomah happy birthday.
thank you, my man. You guys will see this when it's no longer my birthday, but all those 4 out of 10 cards, April 10th, that's my birthday. I want to trade for them. I want to buy them. I want to fan mail them. You reach out to me, nomahlovesyah at gmail.com. I need those 4 out of 10 cards. And you know what else I need? I need some 2025 Topps Heritage. This is a set that you and I both love. It's going to be based on the 1976 design, which I personally am a big fan of. We
Yes.
thought that they were killing Heritage, and then 24 high number came out, and then all of a sudden, right after that, 25 was on pre-order.
Yep.
So what have you learned so far about this set?
Alrighty. So, 2025 Topps Heritage. We had a pre-release come up on Topps website on April 1st. The boxes, there were hobby boxes available, cases, and then mega boxes. And as you can see on the screen there, hobby pre-released at $109.99. We'll call it 110 bucks. And the mega boxes pre-released at $49.99. So definitely a significant decrease in the pre-release price from Heritage High Number. But that is definitely due to a number of factors that we're going to be getting into. We have a 500 card set. As usual, Heritage is a very large set. Lots of inserts, and especially because this is the 76 design, they're celebrating the bicentennial of America's founding. So there's going to be lots of Americana cards based on famous figures throughout American history. So I'm pretty excited for that. And like you touched on before, we have the 1976 Topps design, which has to be in my top 3 easy. I think that this design is so clean, it's so nice, and it just pops with the white border, and I absolutely love it. And the biggest selling point for this year is that this is the first time they're including chrome autographs. So we're getting Heritage Chrome autographs on card in this set.
So awesome. And you and I have both loved Heritage for a long time because of the collectibility of it, because for set builders, it's actually kind of hard to build the set because of all the short prints and all of the variants and so forth. The 76 design, I like much more than the 75 design. I hate that facsimile autograph. I don't like the loud color scheme from 75. That has turned me off a little from 24
Mm-hmm.
Heritage, although, of course, it's not Topps's fault. Current Topps. In
Right.
1975, they had a loud design. But 76 is where we're going to get into some of those cleaner images and cleaner variations that kind of come through. In my opinion, late 70s, early 80s have some of the very best the Topps has ever done up till you get about to 1990, which is more like that 75 look.
Yep,
But
definitely.
I love the whimsy of a design and the little player character showing what position the guy is. I
Yes.
think is really fun. It's a little bit of an interesting coincidence. I think that in 25 Topps you have the diamond with the red dot indicating their position, and then in 25 Topps Heritage you have the little player icon. And
Yeah.
I doubt that that's a coincidence. I think that Topps has plenty of designers that like to do those little winks and nods if you really pay
Mm-hmm.
attention. And I think it's kind of cool that both of those releases will have some kind of homage on the front to their position. But we have sung the praises many times of Heritage. The card stock holds an autograph really well. If you're into autograph seeking, they tend to have really crisp images. It's interesting how with the 24 high number, they've added some chrome variations, and that has made the product even more collectible. We did a whole episode on the 24 Heritage high number, so if you guys haven't seen that, check it out. And what we said in there has pretty much borne out. The original price has already come down by about 15 to 20% of
Mm-hmm.
the markup we were seeing originally, but it still remains a very popular product because of the super strong rookie class. However, I wonder if 25 is going to be even more popular because of this new edition, which is those Topps Chrome autographs, which we have not seen before in Heritage. We've been seeing Chrome cards in Heritage for quite a long time, but we've never seen Chrome autographs in there. So
Right.
tell me a little bit about those and what you've been able to find out about them.
Yeah, so Topps actually released the checklist on their website. And as we have up on the screen, the Chrome autograph variations, this is what has been released right now. So this is the only Chrome autographs that we're seeing. And we talked a little bit about this before we started the episode. In my opinion, this is a disappointing list
Mm.
overall. We got Brooks Lee, Ben Rice, Heston Kierstad, Jackson Jobe, JT Real Muto, James Wood, Luis Angel Acuna, Paul Skeens, Ronald Acuna Jr., and Rafael Devers. Now, in my opinion, there's only about 4 on there that I would really, really be wanting to hit. You got Rafael Devers, Ronald Acuna Jr., Paul Skeens, and then for me, probably James Wood. But what's interesting too, I think that the way that the 25 rookie class is playing right now is definitely going to affect the overall value and
Mm-hmm.
long-term value of this product.
Mm-hmm.
And as we've seen, Dylan Cruz really struggling right now. James Wood also struggling. Luis Angel Acuna, he's hitting under 200. Now it's still
Mm-hmm.
super, super early, but you always bring this up, and I think it's a fantastic point. The market is very fickle, and I think that the hobby is going to respond to this struggling rookie class so far.
Yeah, I agree. I think in the short term, it's going to affect things, and I wouldn't be surprised to see the aftermarket prices on the aftermarket sellers go down below that pre-sale price by the end of the year. Wouldn't surprise me at all. Uh, However, I do think it's interesting. I think that there's a buying opportunity, whether you're buying the product or buying singles, to get those rookie cards and rookie autographs cheap because
Yeah.
they're eventually going to go up. And you mentioned Jackson Jobe and Luis Angel Acuna, who is, of course, the younger brother of Ronald Acuna Jr. And
Yeah.
so I like to refer to him as Acuna Jr.
Yeah.
because he is the younger brother of Acuna Jr. But those guys both have good pedigrees, and
Mhm.
Job in particular is considered a very good long-term prospect. We just need one more Jackson because now we have the Jackson Four. We've
Yeah.
got Jackson Merrill, Jackson Holiday, Jackson Churio, and now Jackson Job. And Jackson Job is going to be very good by all objective measures. So it's kind of interesting. I was pretty stoked to hit him in Celebration. He's got, I believe
Mhm.
it's an 8-bit Blasters card in
Okay.
Celebration. I don't remember exactly which one, but I did hit his rookie. And that was the first rookie. Of course, his true rookie will come out in Series 2 or an update, but he's going to have rookie cards in Heritage. He's going to have those autograph cards in Heritage. So your first chance to get Jackson Jobe in an auto is going to be in this product. So I would be pretty stoked to hit that one as well.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that it's a fantastic addition to the checklist. Chrome autographs are always amazing, especially when they're on card. And that's
Yeah.
something that we both love about Heritage is the on card autographs. But when I was running through the odds, these on card Chrome autographs are going to be very, very tough to hit. And that's expected, definitely expected. But it is 1 in 277 hobby packs. So we got 24 packs per box. So if my math is right, and
Case.
it's usually not, it's probably a case hit, 1 to
Yeah.
2 cases, maybe. So very, very tough hit. Definitely very tough hit.
Yeah, I mean, I think your math is right. If there's 24 packs in a box and there's 10 boxes in a case, it's 240. So
Mhm.
you're not going to be guaranteed one. It sounds to me like it's about one every 11 boxes or so. So that's kind of weird. It's like they're going to be in most cases, but not all cases.
Right.
But yeah, that is a tough pull. But it does make it more fun just to have the
Definitely.
chase. And
Definitely.
I continue to feel that since Fanatics took over, I think that Topps has become more fun, more collectible. I have a little bit of a pet peeve with the 2025 set because there are a lot of what I call the sparkle parallels. Like
Hmm.
you have the confetti and you have the sand glitter, and there's some other one that I don't even remember the name of. I cannot for the life of me get them right, even though I'm a professional YouTuber and I
Yeah.
open a lot of cards.
Yep.
I cannot for the life of me get it down. And so I think there is such a thing as like parallel overload or insert overload,
Yes.
but I do think that overall, what we're all chasing, we're not chasing base cards. We were when we were kids, maybe we wanted
Right.
that one card of our favorite player, but we're all chasing the more unique cards, the variable cards, the
Right.
variant cards, the autos and all that. And I think having more things to chase, making it harder to get the rainbow of a particular player.
Hmm.
I think that that is cool. I think it makes it more fun to collect singles. It makes it more fun to buy packs and open them. It makes it more fun to be in breaks. So, I mean, I'm pretty pleased with how Topps is doing with that stuff, and I think the Chrome autographs are just a great addition,
Yeah.
even if they are wicked tough to pull.
Yeah. And you brought up parallel overload, which kind of sparked memory that I was recently watching Striker Breaks, and he was opening a ton of 2024 high number blaster boxes. And at first he was like, "Oh, like this is really sweet. Like we get basically like one chrome per box." But because every single player in the checklist has a chrome, the hits start to turn into, I guess, like not as fun. It's still
Yep.
like always fun, like pulling a chrome. But even Stryker was like, okay, he's like, I've gotten Cal Raleigh like 3 times out of 699. He's like, I don't need this anymore. And so that's kind of interesting
Yeah.
because when like the golden mirrors came out, I'm still not a fan of the golden mirrors, because it's like I don't see the reason behind every single card getting an SSP. And
Correct.
I feel the same way about the chromes for
Mm-hmm.
each individual card. I think that the
Mm-hmm.
chrome overall is great. I love the lower numbered ones like the 225, you got the silver chromes, but especially with this set being a 500 card base set, I think that there's going to be a lot of unwanted chromes. But
Yep.
like you said, if you're trying to put the set together or the chrome set together, you're probably going to be able to pick up a lot of these chromes, maybe even in lots, like on eBay and stuff like that.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. And I think that's fun. You know, what I like is everyone collects differently.
Hmm.
And so to be able to do what you want, like maybe you don't want to put together the whole set, or maybe you do. Maybe you want to put together just the Chrome set. Maybe you want to get those Chrome cards signed in person, which sometimes a Sharpie doesn't take, but if you use a styler eraser on the card first, it'll take just fine. It's one of those things that I like having options as a collector. I like having variants. I like the notion that, I mean, I've got a lot of guys that I PC.
Yeah.
Most people PC one or two guys. I collect at least half a dozen guys, and so to be able to get those Chrome variants for a buck or two on, the internet or in trades, I think that's cool. And as a content creator, sometimes people just send me cards, and so there's more out there for friend mail and fan mail. And I mean,
Definitely.
I'm not gonna say no to that. So I do think it's cool. I think we could do a whole episode, maybe when we're getting ready for series two, we could talk more about the golden mirrors.
For sure.
But I think there I think just the more options that you give collectors, the better. And I think it does make it fun. But to your point, anything that they're doing runs the risk of it being too much.
Right.
This is the another thing actually, frankly, that I like about Heritage is that you are guaranteed a hit in every box, but it's not guaranteed to be an auto.
Right.
The problem for me with the flagship jumbo boxes is you are going to get an auto, but half the time it's a sticker auto, and 80 to
Yeah.
90% of the time it's a scrub because, and this might be breaking news to all of you guys, but they don't put as many Shohei autos as they do Cal Raleigh autos into the products.
Hmm.
That's why it's so hard to hit Shohei or so hard to hit Aaron Judge, because those guys command more for their autograph. So the scrubs, the mid veterans, the non hype rookies, the reason why you keep pulling Trey Cabbage autographs is because it's cheap to get him to sign,
Yeah.
right? So I kind of like in Heritage that even though not all the autographs are good, you do get some veteran and retired player autographs you can't get anywhere else. You get some Hall of Fame autographs.
Yeah.
It's like the odds of hitting an auto are lower, but the odds of hitting a good auto if you hit one are higher.
Right.
So that's something that I do like.
Right. Definitely. And it's like, I would much rather have I know Raleigh Fingers signs a lot for Heritage. Steve Garvey signs a lot for Heritage.
Yeah,
And it's like, I know you pulled, wasn't it Steve Garvey?
I did.
Yeah. And it's like, I was like, that is such a sick card. So I
Hmm.
definitely agree with you on that for sure.
Yeah.
Now, moving into some of the really exciting things that I think is going to make this release really fun. And we briefly touched on it, but that was the new variations as well as the notable Americans checklist. Now, I absolutely love American history. I'm a little bit of a history nerd. So the fact that there's going to be like uh, Davy Crockett as an insert, like, I think that's so cool. That's something that
Yeah.
I'm going to be trying to put the set together.
Yep.
But if we look here, there's also some insane cards that they've included in the notable American cut signatures. We have Frederick Douglass, George Washington, John Hancock, and Theodore Roosevelt. Now
Crazy.
these are all one of ones, but the fact that you can get some of the like founding fathers autographs in a baseball card product, that's like, to me, that's like one of the coolest things ever,
I
especially as
agree.
someone who loves American history.
Yeah, I mean, someone's going to pull it. It's
Yeah.
kind of like Willy Wonka's golden ticket, but they're
Mhm.
out there. And in a product that's right around $100 for a hobby box too, it's not like you have to pay $800 for a shot
Right.
at it. So I think that's pretty awesome. And, someone's going to pull it. Why not you? You know?
Yeah, for sure. Now we also have the 1976 celebrity cut signatures, which this has kind of been a staple of Heritage. They've included famous celebrities from that specific era. This year we have Burt Reynolds, Clint Eastwood, and Jimmy Carter. So those are also those would be pretty sweet cards to pull.
Yeah. Okay. So I have to tease you for a second because I'm quite a bit older than you are. So say that first one again.
Burt Reynolds.
I thought you said Burt Reynolds the first
I
time. Do you
I'm
know?
pretty sure I did.
Do you know who Burt?
I have seen Smokey and the Bandit. I
All right,
have.
I was gonna say,
I know
do you even
who.
know who
Yeah,
Burt Reynolds is, youngster?
I do.
You've got the
I'm,
stash.
I do. Yeah.
You
Well,
got the stash to be
it's
the Burt Reynolds fan.
it's maybe like 25% of Burt Reynolds' stash.
He
It's
has he
I could
has the
only wish.
stash,
Yeah.
the stash of all stashes. Him and Magnum PI, Tom
Yeah.
Selleck,
Now I
greatest
am a
mustaches ever.
huge Clint Eastwood fan. I
Yep,
love Clint Eastwood movies. Just for your guys' entertainment. Um, The Outlaw Josie Wales, one of my favorite Western movies of all time. If you guys
absolutely.
like Westerns, let us know in the comments what your favorite Western is. But the spaghetti Westerns, they're fantastic. Grew up watching them with my dad. And also, as being a Marine and loving Marine Corps movies, Clint Eastwood was the legendary Gunny Highway in Heartbreak Ridge. So that's also one of my favorites.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, we can digress momentarily. I'm a big fan of Westerns too. I don't think we ever knew this about one another. And obviously, he made some of the most iconic Westerns.
Yep.
I believe he was the man with no name, if I remember
Mm-hmm.
correctly. And of course, he's been in a lot of other iconic movies where, I mean, he is like a slice of Americana.
Right.
He's just the man. And he was in a baseball movie too, because he was in Trouble with the Curve. So he's got a lot of connections
Yeah.
to this heritage set.
And that's what I love about this set. Like I said, you have celebrities, movie stars, presidents being incorporated into this set, along with all of our favorite players of then and now. And I think that's what a lot of people love. Now,
Yeah.
getting back into the new variations for this year, they have included something called the flipped bat variation. Now, I'm not sure what this means. I hope that it's like an image variation of a bat flip,
Yep.
but Screwball's on there, so I don't think that they're going to include a bat flip image of Screwball. So we're going to
Maybe
have
it's
to
taking batting practice or something.
maybe. Yeah, I think that would be, I'm excited to see what they have because I've always thought that Heritage does a great job with the variations, especially with how sneaky they are. I think that's a really fun aspect. And they're bringing back the nickname variations, which have been very collectible in the past.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they haven't done that in a while. I feel like I haven't
Mhm.
seen that in a few years.
Yeah, I want to say one of the last years they did it, I want to say it was 2021. I don't remember 22, 23, or 24 having nicknames, but correct me if I'm wrong.
I don't recall that either, so that sounds right to me. So that's awesome. I didn't realize that. So that's going to be super cool.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk price with the pre-release of $109. I actually picked up a box
Uh-huh.
at $109.
Nice.
I thought that was reasonable for sure,
Yep.
especially with all of the additional hits that you're getting. You're getting quite a few chromes per box. Now, the real one autographs, they fall about 1 per 5 boxes.
Ooh,
So we're looking at 2 per case.
that is a big reduction.
Yes. So I don't believe we're going to be seeing real one autographs pulled in the abundance that they were being
Mm,
pulled in 24 high number. So I also think that is going to affect the price of this product as well.
yeah.
The distribution of autographs throughout the whole thing. So we can expect most likely that you're probably going to get a relic.
Yeah. That's rough. I'm not a big fan of relics in general. I'm a fan of auto relics, which when you
Mm-hmm.
can pull them out of here are really amazing because it's really hard to pull on card auto relics in general. They're almost always stickers, but in Heritage they are on card. But that is a drag. I actually had not heard about that, and that is going to dim my enthusiasm for this product a bit.
Yeah. So I want to know Nomah's professional decision.
Yeah.
Are you buying or passing? Is this hot or cold for you?
Well, I'm buying just because Heritage is my favorite product, and for me, it's going to be kind of a warm, not really a cold nor a hot.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not happy to hear that news about less real one autographs. I do really like the design. I do really like that it's got some rookies that you can't get yet anywhere else. So I'm going to buy some of it. I probably won't buy as much as I would if they had not reduced the number of autographs in there. But I'm buying. I've pre-ordered some, and it's kind of nice that my birthday happened now because everyone that asked what I wanted for my birthday, I just sent them the link to the pre-order.
Yeah,
So I'm gonna have, depending on, um, like my dad pre-ordered me a hobby box,
that's
and
awesome.
I had a couple relatives order me, the retail
Mm-hmm.
product because it's a little more affordable. So I have some coming in as late birthday gifts, and I'm excited about it. I just, I feel like there's so many products coming out right now, and there are
Right.
so many bargains, and we've talked about this before, to be had of products that are a couple years old that I try to kind of temper it. It's like because I have a channel, I'm going to open every single new product I can get my hands on because
Right.
people want to see it and I'm curious. But I'm also a bargain hunter, and brand new stuff is not the bargain. It's like when I walk into the Gap, I go directly to the sale rack. Banana Republic, everywhere else. I go right to the sale rack
Right.
because I want to see what they've got in my size. It's not brand new and not hot because it still looks good and it's still
Mm-hmm.
functional and it's still brand new. It's just it's cheaper. So if there's stuff out there that's floating around that I think is a distressed asset that I think I can spend my collecting dollars on, like if I can get two boxes of an older heritage that I have a 1 in 3 shot in an auto
Yep.
versus one box of this where I have a 1 in 5 shot. So basically, if I buy 2 boxes, I have a 1 in 1.5 chance of hitting an auto between those two versus a 1 in 5. So it's just one of those things where it will depend a little bit on how the price fluctuates. It will also depend on what else I can get my mitts on. How about you?
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, I pre-ordered one box, definitely for a channel rip. I don't know how much of this I am planning on ripping. I'm definitely going to try to rip some of the mega boxes and the blaster boxes. Now they are bringing back the exclusive green borders, which I thought were okay. I thought they were okay for, they were a retail exclusive insert or parallel, but they announced that the blue sparkles are coming back as well as pink sparkles. And in this little image of all the different cards here, we have James Wood in the blue sparkle. And those have always been some of my favorite parallels.
Yep.
And I'm excited to see what the pink sparkle looks like. I believe those are blaster exclusive. So it's also pretty cool seeing that there's some neat stuff for retail, and I'm definitely going to be ripping that. But overall, I would say I'm with you. I'm very room temperature on this release. I'm just excited, like, because it's heritage, one of my favorite products. I'm always going to love opening it. But I think that because of the really big checklist, the lack of autographs so far from what we've seen, and even just the price at $109, I'm not super ready to spend my hard-earned money on this.
Yeah, it sounds like on a scale of 1 to 10, if 1 is not excited and 10 is really excited, it sounds like maybe I'm around a 7 and you're around a 6.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, let us know in the comments what you guys think about this product. And obviously, once we start opening it, look back on our channels and look for the rips that we're going to be doing. Make sure to like the video, and it really helps us out. And make sure to subscribe to each of our channels. We will be launching the Card Geeks channel soon. We're just trying to build up enough content that we can drop a bunch on there right from day one. So that if someone discovers it, they can watch a bunch of the videos. That's what we've been told by professional YouTubers is the right way to do it. Of course, we didn't know that when we started our channels because we were hacks.
Yeah, I
But
wish I
that's the
knew
way
that.
to do it. So pretty soon you're going to be able to see this content over on Card Geeks. But if you are watching on Nomah Sports Cards or Hoosier Pulls, please make sure to jump over to the other guy's channel. Make sure to subscribe. We love interacting with you guys in the comments. We do prefer that the comments are civil. If you have constructive feedback for us, please let us know. If you have non-constructive feedback, maybe go shout it to the heavens because we're not really that interested. All right, guys, that's going to do it for us. We really appreciate you watching. The reason why this show exists and the reason why our channels exist is because of all of you.
Yep.
And Hoosier, I really want to thank you both for your service to our country because we talked about it today. I can't ever let an opportunity go by without
I
thanking you
appreciate
for that.
Thank you.
I also want to thank you for all the research that you did. I did some research, but as you guys have probably figured out, when we come to our new release videos, we kind of like to have Hoosier be the expert and have me be the interviewer. And it's fun for both of us to kind of highlight our strengths. You're a more detailed person than I am. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. And please let us know what you think. Thank you again, my friend, as always, for doing this show with me. And you guys just keep enjoying the hobby. Keep enjoying your life. We hope that this video brought you some joy. Make sure to join us next time. And in the meantime, keep
on
on
ripping.
ripping.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, everybody.